name is a New York Knick.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
On paper, this game looks one-sided, GA, but you never know in the NBA, do you? As they say, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, just so much talent in the league. If one or two guys get hot, this could end up being an upset. The difference between good teams and bad is razor thin.
Johnson, wide open, he fired. Connects from three-point range.
Yeah, Johnson has developed into a good three-point shooter, and he's looking for opportunities to take advantage.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And Halliburton's got the ball here for the Knicks. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForge on the sideline.
Moments ago, Tyronn Lue and I were able to chat. I asked him what his strategy was for slowing down Tyrese Halliburton, and he said to guard him tightly. Even when he's dribbling the ball up the floor, I want us to be aggressive. I don't want him to have any breathing room. Let's see how much pressure they bring tonight against him. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. 4 on the clock. Nice shot by Smith.
Hey, that quick release is what makes Smith so lethal in those catch-and-shoot situations.
Here's Booth. Miller grabs the miss. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Clark, the future of the league is bright with the likes of Brandon Miller roaming the floor.
Yeah, I like him a lot. In 2024, he was third in Rookie of the Year voting. Chet and Wemby were the two guys ahead of him, and we know how good both of those guys are. I think he's in a great position to continue to grow and potentially be an all-star. Seems like Halliburton is always looking to do a little more, always making the extra effort. That's fairly rare.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
A 1 for 5 start so far, not what they envisioned coming into this game.
On offense, here are the Clippers. 4-point game. Pass to Ivy. Here's Booth. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The Knicks leading by 4. Now, here is Halliburton. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. And Smith with the stuff.
Boy, Smith put some real power behind that jam. Well done, young man.
Now the Clippers with it. Inside. Stolen by Lively. And a fast break now for New York. A nice shot by McDaniels.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
It's stolen by Smith for the finish. And Miller throws it down hard.
Keeping his hands active and his feet moving, Smith Jr. able to disrupt the play.
Here's Booth. That's short off the rim.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Lively. Now Smith. Now Miller. And Miller throws it down hard.
Miller bouncing with some flavor to the rack.
And GA, you started your career with the Knicks. What memories do you have from your time in New York?
Well, after winning a championship in college, it was great to play for a team in the NBA NBA that had similar aspirations. So many great veterans to learn from, and a Hall of Fame coach.
For the Knicks. And here are the Knicks. Outpacing them right now in a 15-2 run. Pass to Kamare. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Williams with the steal. And here is Murray. Williams looking around. Shot clock at 6. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. There's 49 seconds left in the first. Pulls it up. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Here's Holt. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
There's Garland. That's good from 17 feet away.
Garland, so intelligent on the floor. The kind of player you want taking over in that pick and roll.
Going inside.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And so it's the New York Knicks finding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for New York.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're driving at will on the defense, just taking whatever they want.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys, lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you. Keegan Murray wants to excel at both ends, and he said, quote, "My defense wasn't where it needed to be, so I got a little faster, a little stronger, tried to figure out how to be physical defensively and be effective. Them trusting me to guard helps the other guys so they can focus more on offense." Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And a rangy 6'7" wing GA with a smooth shooting touch. Brandon Miller fits a mold that a lot of teams are looking for.
And there's a reason he was the second overall pick in 23. He's got the potential to be an impact wing at both ends of the floor.
Pass to Kamare. Fires the 3. Rebound by Murray. Clippers trail by 14. There's Garland. Book it off the crossover. Garland's got 7 points.
Assertive there by Garland. Terrific off the bounce and just able to get by the defense.
And the shot is good. And the Knicks lead by 14.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Halliburton, no good. And it's Williams with the ball for Los Angeles. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Already a second foul, just something to keep in mind.
The Knicks leading by 11. Here's Halliburton. And that one drops. Halliburton's got 6 points in the quarter.
Strong take right there by Halliburton. You know, when he sees a lane to the rim, he really goes after it.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
McDaniels with the ball. Harden picks him up. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's McDaniels. New York, no good that time either.
Trying to take what the defense allows, but he couldn't get it to go.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played.
Quick and mobile. McDaniels can explode to the 10.
One thing you can say about this Clippers organization, GA, resources will never be a problem.
He had passionate and deep-pocketed leadership. You throw in the market size, and even if they're not the glamour franchise in L.A., they're no longer resigned to second fiddle.
Full throttle throwdown right there. No soft touch from Miller on that one.
Here's Johnson. Here's Booth. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And it's Miller penetrating. And it's Miller with the jam.
One thing about Miller, he is a clever finisher.
Here's Booth. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand pull punch.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
The Knicks lead by 17. 51 seconds left in the first half of the game. Banked in off the glass.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
Here's Miller. Count that one. Miller's got 6 here in this quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
It's Miller on the wing. Wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Halliburton. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And when Tyrese Halliburton entered the NBA, Greg, scouts were worried about his shot release point.
It's definitely lower than you would teach, but by the same token, that's why he gets it off so quickly, making it a tough shot to contest.
You know, we've seen Halliburton be elite for stretches in his career. Not at that level every night, but he's working on being more consistent, and I don't think it's far off for him.
Tyrese Halliburton really is just a tremendous passer, Clark. He loves setting guys up.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, that's where he's at his most effective and happiest as a player, it seems. He takes great pride and joy in distributing the ball and running the show for his team. And some might even criticize him for being too selfless at times for the ability he has to score the ball himself.
Here's Hopkins. And Lively pulls it down.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Out to Miller. Into the lane. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy two, the for sure two. No need to make it fancy and special.
Booth can't hit.
Ice cold coming out of the half. That's 0 for 3.
Miller outside. This one for 3. No good. This miss, number 4 in 10 shots. Here's Johnson. And Johnson with the stop.
Strong finish there from Johnson. Didn't let the contact throw him off.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. And now Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Thanks. The future of the NBA is digital. Commissioner Silver said streaming allows us to better engage fans through the personalization of telecasts, creating chat communities, buying products, playing fantasy. There's an enormous opportunity. We are just barely scratching the surface. Guys, back to
you. It's getting interactive. Okay, thank you, Allie.
It has been a shaky start this half for their offense, shooting just 1 of 5.
Halliburton with the bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Garland, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Bangs on the trifecta. And Greg, you were a point guard. How has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Halliburton drives in. No good with the layup.
He took it up strong, but the defense was ready for it.
Got a piece of it.
Got to be impressed with Halliburton's defensive instincts there. Being able to come away with the rejection. You don't see guards do that a lot.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Here's Williams. It's rebounded by New York.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over him.
They set the pick to the middle. It's deflected and stolen by Murray. Garland looking it over. Fires for 3. Doesn't go that time.
He's having trouble getting anything to go right now.
For the 3, Diakite with the rebound.
You wonder where was the defense that time, but they got lucky.
Here's Williams, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down hard and simple.
New York calls timeout.
Substitution on the court.
And so here is New York. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. And when this game is done with, they'll be off to Los Angeles taking on the Lakers. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
Left side Arenas. Drives to the hoop. Pass to Berenger. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
One of his specialties on display there. A nifty lead pass.
Here's the screen. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Clippers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Misses the wing 3. Here's Booth. And a great assist by Booker as that one goes in. Booth's got 6.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Tyrese Halliburton has been on display for New York. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And the Clippers have possession. Here he goes. Nice shot by Booth.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
There are some who will say, GA, there are too many threes being taken in today's NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, if we're cutting back on something, how about free throw? The three-point shootout is arguably the best part of All-Star Saturday, but nobody wants to watch a free throw contest.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end, tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. They're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
Well, you know, he may be a bit undersized at the 4, but he makes up for it with his athleticism.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. Fade away. That shot off.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Smith on the wing. Shoots from the corner. The rebound by Johnson.
Surprising to see that he had so much room from mid-range. I think he was surprised, too.
Here's Booth. The Knicks pull it in. On the wing, Miller. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
McDaniels gets a wide-open look. That's good, and it's Halliburton with the assist.
This is where McDaniels has put in a lot of work, catching and shooting with confidence.
Takes it inside.
Offensively, he's carrying his weight, doing his part. Maybe they should get the ball to him a little bit more.
Now Halliburton on the wing, Miller. And Miller throws it down hard.
There's the athleticism of Miller on display.
Ivy on the wing. Puts up a 3. And Lively pulls it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, Strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Booth. There's a good screen. Clark, you're so familiar with the college game. What's the biggest adjustment for guys?
Big time!
My goodness, Jaden Ivey. Mercy.
Halliburton feeling it out a bit. The rebound by Booth. Clippers with the ball. Driving inside. Basket counts.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for New York.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
That's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Brandon Miller.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Here's Hopkins. Booker looking around. Clock at 6. And he slams it one-handed.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Here's Miller. And taken away by Johnson. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And he makes that one.
Well, they count on big-time production from him at the offensive end.
Here's Miller. He takes it in. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
And priority number one has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his first foul.
Second team foul. Substitution on the floor.
Here's Booth. Off the inbound, no good. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.